The moment already passed. You didn't miss it loudly, you missed it quietly. You are already standing in the position where most people lose, not because you chose wrong, because you evaluated the situation from the noisiest detail instead of the silent structure underneath it. Most people think they're responding to evidence. They're not. They're responding to a story that feels vivid, recent, and emotionally dense. They fixate on the exception. The baseline keeps draining their leverage. This loss doesn't announce itself. No explosion, no obvious error, no public collapse. You still sound rational. You still feel informed. You still believe you're making a judgment call. And yet, leverage leaks anyway. Because damage doesn't come from what's possible. It comes from what's common. Ignore what usually happens, and you hand advantage to anyone who understands distributions, incentives, and odds. They don't need to outthink you. They just need to wait for you to react to a signal that never mattered. One misweighted probability compounds quietly, then locks you into the wrong timeline, then forces decisions under pressure. The first mistake is always invisible. This is base rate neglect, not a bias, a leverage distortion, the mechanism that causes weak operators to worship anecdotes while ignoring frequency, the reason people feel informed while stepping into statistically losing positions. You hear one success story, one outlier, one freak result, and like a novice gambler, you elevate it into a strategy. This is how mediocre people think. They mistake exception for instruction. In careers, they copy a rare promotion path without counting the corpses beneath it. In business, they mimic a breakout company while ignoring the graveyard of identical failures. Who benefits? Anyone selling hope instead of odds. The story feels safe because it's concrete. Names, faces, outcomes. What it costs is alignment with a future that was never likely. Probability doesn't care how inspiring the anecdote was. It always collects. When you discipline your attention to distributions instead of stories, you stop being manipulable. You stop funding other people's upside with your downside. Those who master this don't chase opportunity, they price it. And whoever prices reality controls the field. A strong signal feels like certainty. That's because your brain is lazy. A confident email, a warm introduction, a positive meeting. None of these meaningfully shift base rates. Weak thinkers confuse tone with commitment. They confuse motion with probability. In negotiations, they hear enthusiasm and assume inevitability. In investments, they see momentum and assume durability. Who benefits? Anyone who understands that signaling costs nothing. It feels safe because it's recent. It's emotionally vivid. Then it expires. At your expense. Once you stop reacting to signals, people can no longer rush you. They lose the ability to steer your timing. You dictate pace, and control of pace is control of outcome. You fixate on upside because it flatters you, because it excuses risk, because it makes recklessness feel bold. Meanwhile, the most common outcome goes unexamined. This is how people accept asymmetric deals. Vague roles, high potential arrangements. They say they understand risk, but they behave as if the rare win is guaranteed. That's not optimism, that's self-deception. Who benefits? Anyone dumping downside onto your balance sheet. Defaults always collect first. When you train yourself to act on median outcomes, you stop being exploitable. Others gamble. You compound. Over time, compounding is dominance. You think competence makes you an exception. It doesn't. Smart people fail here more than idiots because confidence feels like control. They believe they can outplay markets, organizations, or incentive structures built to crush individuals. Who benefits? The system. Base rates punish arrogance before ignorance, and they do it quietly. Once you respect systems instead of challenging them emotionally, you move from friction to leverage. You stop fighting gravity, you start exploiting it. That's how individuals overpower structures without confronting them. New information arrives. You react emotionally, not statistically. A win, a loss, an opportunity. You pivot without recalibrating the baseline. That isn't decisiveness, it's instability. Who benefits? Anyone patient enough to let you move first. Motion without edge is exposure. The disciplined operator updates slowly. Others reveal themselves through overreaction. And revelation is power. Specifics manufacture urgency. Timelines, names, numbers. They trick weak minds into believing this time is different. It isn't. Who benefits? Anyone who needs you to act before thinking in distributions. Details distract. Patterns decide. When you ignore urgency theater, people lose their ability to rush you, and whoever cannot rush you cannot control you. Amateurs try to read situations correctly. Operators weight them properly. This isn't about being right. It's about never being cornered. Specifics feel powerful. Base rates feel boring. Power lives in boring. Optionality beats intensity. Delay beats urgency. Position beats speed. You don't argue with anecdotes, you price them. You don't deny exceptions, you refuse to bet your future on them. If an outcome is rare, treat it as noise. Most people chase visibility, fast promotions, risky exposure. They ignore how often these paths quietly end careers. Weakness, betting on exception trajectories inside average optimized systems. Control, move, track promotion base rates, delay alignment. Preserve optionality. Silence preserves leverage. Delay prevents entrapment. Most people negotiate off narratives. Forecasts, optimism, operators anchor to history. Leverage flows to whoever understands failure frequency. Price risk before enthusiasm. Always. Most people react to moments, texts, tone. Operators watch patterns. Withdrawal beats pursuit when signals contradict history. You don't chase anomalies in people. You observe averages. What usually happens? Ignore novelty. Default to repetition. History is the enemy of fantasy. How rare is the outcome I want? If it needs luck to justify it, it's already overpriced. Who profits if I believe this exception? Someone always does. If it's not you, assume extraction. Does this signal actually move the odds? If it doesn't change frequency, it doesn't change reality. Am I responding to noise or structure? Details seduce. Distributions decide. Delay until probability, not emotion, is clear. Speed is for the trapped. Patience is leverage. Never size commitment to stories. Anecdotes are entertainment, not inputs. If it's rare, treat it as noise, not a plan. Exceptions decorate history. Averages control it. Base rate neglect isn't stupidity. It's misallocated attention. You don't lose because you're unintelligent. You lose because you weight the wrong variables. Others don't need better information. They need better calibration. They let you chase stories. They stay anchored to repetition. And repetition compounds power. Quietly, relentlessly. Respect distributions. Price rarity. Delay when others rush. That's how positions are preserved. That's how dominance accumulates.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the original books and resources we used today. We'll see you in the next one.